right, so here's the thing. I'm not seeing too many people hanging out yet, and that's okay because you that are here are enough. But for whatever reason, somehow, one way or another, I managed to break my webcam. How did I break my webcam? I'll show you. Let me just flip over here to the actual proper view. Look, there's no webcam. And I have no idea why. It's especially annoying because here's the camera up on the screen. I can see myself. It's just not showing in OBS. So, technical difficulties are my favorite thing 5 seconds before showtime. Those are the best. Those make you really feel confident in yourself and your ability to put on a good performance. So that's excellent. It be borked. It's a little strange, but good to see you guys, wherever it is that you might be hanging out. I know people are watching all over the place. I want the crim cam. Ron, I'm going to fix it. I just don't know how. It's here. It's literally on the screen right now. I'm actually looking at it. I don't even know what to do about it. And so, the problem is while I'm talking to you guys and while I've started the show and while I've got you here, it's really difficult for me to try and fix it. So that really sucks. It's not what I expected to have pop up at the end of the day. I did not expect that... I didn't expect that having a Zoom marketing meeting somehow would fuck up the settings for OBS. It doesn't even make logical sense to me, even a little bit. If anything else is using it, OBS won't be able to use it. Well, fucked if I know. How do I know if something else is using it? Zoom has a lock on it. Oh, all right. Well, Zoom's a piece of trash. Let's uninstall Zoom because I only installed it because I had a marketing meeting with an exchange. And you know what? Nobody likes Zoom. It's a piece of fucking shitware anyways, and I have it in a sandbox, but clearly, Zoom is trash propaganda. Ron, Zoom is already closed. It's not running. It's actually sandbox on my PC. It is garbage, but unfortunately, I work for you guys on Hive, and I have to do this bullshit, like install shitty programs to talk to people around the world at exchanges on your behalf. So, let's just uninstall it again, even though it's on a totally different partition and it's sandboxed. Ron says, well, that's not the problem. Well, you would think it isn't, but that's the only thing that's changed. So either you want me to do it or you don't want me to do it. So shut your face and give me 2 seconds while I uninstall this, okay? All right, let us take a quick gander. Now, the only problem is, at this point, now that the whole thing has started... Now that the whole show has started, let's just see. Now that we've started streaming, I might have to stop streaming to fix the cam, and that's not good. Let me try making one new source. Let's just go for a fucking Hail Mary on this. And if we can't figure it out right away, then I will, worst comes to fucking worst, I will find the little shitty Lenovo Life Cam or whatever the fuck I have, the like $16 7-year-old plug-and-play USB cam, and we'll use that if we have to, because I want to have a fun time tonight, and it turns out nobody gives a shit unless my camera is on. And Drains Visions is asking if I'm getting paid for it. No, I'm not, because I did not choose to make a proposal, which, honestly, probably a bad mistake. But no one who's come to this show gives any fucks about that. They're here, they want to listen to metal, they want to hang out, they want to have a good time. I want to talk to you guys about like hiking and camping because I'm getting ready for a road trip, which I am super excited for. I need a break. I badly, desperately need a break. And it has not been happening at all anytime recently. And that's soul crushing. So next week I'm picking up, there will not be a FullForce Radio next week. I'm sorry. I'll be taking a little jaunt around the Canada area. Son of a bitch. It does not see the camera. It's ruined everything. I've completely uninstalled Zoom and now everything is broken. That stinks, dudes. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna have to work on this in the background while we're talking. So for right now, you're just gonna get a big ugly square where my face is supposed to be, and that's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate for you guys. I'm okay with it, but you need to restart my shitty PC. Yeah, my piece of garbage. It's like a $4,000 build. Yeah, that sucks. and it knows I'm leaving it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but that's really annoying. I'm going to actually try and get around this in a slightly different way. I have the preview up on my screen. I'm going to try a window capture of the preview of the camera software. Maybe that'll work, although that's almost kind of absurd in its own way. But you know what? Desperate times and all that noise. So let's try one more time, one more fix. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But then we'll move on. $4,000 is a shitty build. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it probably is. I don't know. It's got some really nice guts in it. It's got a 2080 Ti in it. It's a beautiful computer. I'm happy with it. But I recognize that money doesn't mean everything. And that probably just means I'm a shitty shopper. It's fine. You could judge me based on my computer. You could judge me based on my music. Because I'm just going to be walking away in a couple days. Just going to walk away, as the great Lord Humongous would say. So one more thing, one more try, one more chance at figuring this out. Let us try a window capture cam. Oh, it might work, bitches. There it is. Can you see it on screen? Hi. So here you go. It's a really crappy way of doing things. But I didn't need to spend $4,000 to watch porn. Yeah, you're right. Mistakes were made. So as I'm wrecking the screen, if you guys don't mind, well, I'm wrecking the screen on the fly. Let's just crop and pad that, and then it's like we totally meant for it to be this way, right? See, look. This is what professionals do. You can't panic. You can't freak out. You just get it done. You just shut the fuck up and get it done. We problem solve around here on FullForce Radio. So, for you guys, how are you doing in lockdown? Another week in a wild world. What are you guys going to be doing over the next little bit? Like, what are you going to be doing over the next couple weeks? Are you going to road trip? Are you planning on going anywhere? What's the deal here, friends? It's not quite perfect, but it's pretty close. We'll put it inside. We'll put it under the border. And we'll make it like it was always there. And then everybody will totally believe that I'm a great DJ who has lots of skills and who knows how to handle... Oh, fuck, I gotta fit it to this frame, too. It's somehow slightly off. All right, there. Oh, now I'm squished. Whatever. Ta-da! Problem solving. All right, so here we are. Let me come back to the chat now that we've got the worst of our problems solved. Yes, go team. What do we got going on in chat? Wes is essential. I mean, that's questionable at best. Ron was fixing it by putting a me on the overlay. Like, Ron, no. You guys like the pigtails. Thanks. I had to get my hair out of my face, and that was that. So I can see everything's looking good. Mariano's over on the YouTube. Hi, Mr. Meeseeks has popped in. Hi. Viking Adventure, you're still in physio rehab, huh? Now, Viking Adventure, I'm trying to remember, because the last time I saw you in person, you had I'm pretty sure you had the boot on, or maybe you had a crutch. So did you have surgery? That sucks. All right. So here's the deal. I have been working through the whole bullshit. Yeah, you were being nice. There's no dildos on there. But yeah, so I've been working through the whole bullshit, and unfortunately, my business... Not unfortunately. Fortunately, my business has been doing super awesome for what it is. It has not been thriving. Our sales are down, and we have definitely experienced some problems. But at the same time, we're doing really well. We were uniquely suited to just going with this and pivoting. And so what it means is my job has been insanely busy. Hive has been insanely busy. And everybody needs me to do something right now. And everybody's mad at me if I don't get it done right now. You know, I'm here broadcasting as much as possible. We had a really successful newbie night. We had a lot of fun. But what it means is over the past 8 months, I'm burning out. I'm burning out intensely. My original plans to go on a vacation, a short brain break, a fix for myself that, yeah, NFT showroom needs some work. I got a lot of changes. I'm kind of waiting on Rez to tell me where he wants me to put them. So sure, why not? I can do it right now while we're on the air. So the deal is that, yeah, I'm absolutely burning out. My original vacation was to go see metal concerts with some of our Montreal buddies, and that got canceled at the beginning of the pandemic, and it's been go, go, go ever since. So now that we're slightly out of lockdown, I thought, for all you guys that hang out with me, let's have some fun. Let's listen to some music inspired by picking up and getting away. We're slowly into a new phase. I hope where you are, you're in a phase. I don't know, these phases that are being touted as the next big thing. So what that means is, for me, the U.S. border is closed. I don't really want to go to the U.S. anyways. No offense, friends down there. You know, you guys got some shit going on. I think you gotta sort that out first. But you can't come up either. So instead, we are now encouraged to go outside, enjoy the fresh air. You don't get sick in the nature. So the next phase is like, yeah, go ahead, drive around, do the thing. So I'm going to be moving over. Yeah. And I've been moving on over one province, and I'm going to drive over into Alberta. My plan is to hit a bunch of places in BC that I've never seen, my home province. Going to go through the Rockies. Going to climb a bunch of mountains. Going to climb a bunch of trees. Going to drive into Alberta. Going to climb a bunch more mountains. Going to swim in some lakes. Going to take the dog, have a good time. That's the plan. We'll see how the plan plays out. And we'll go from there. Just everything is a work in progress. So all the music that I've picked tonight is inspired either by the great outdoors or about driving around in your car and just having a great time. And, you know, the heavy metal road trip playlists are you going to shit in the woods and wipe with a pine cone? I mean, realistically, depending on your diet, you don't necessarily even need that much wipeage, you know? Just have a little pack of whatever. The pine cone is, I feel like that's like got a texture to it. So you're really using a pine cone to just get all of it, which, you know, I feel like I'm not going to be producing things that need a pine cone. But hey, you know, that's you. And somebody said in Bird Box they got sick outside. You know, I've never seen Bird Box. I know it has Sandra Bullock wearing a blindfold, and there's a lot of like creeping around, and I don't know, there's some monsters or people go crazy, something about your eyeballs. I don't know. Hey, Fox, good to see you, man. El Gecko's joined us. So, yeah, I mean, I was trying to fade our riot. Hey, anarchist, bring the 3 seashells. That's right. And if I meet anybody along the way, I must ask them if they know what to do with the shells. And if they don't, I need to make fun of them mercilessly. Doesn't know what to do with the shells. It's the future. It's future camping. So in any case, yeah. Fade or riot, wherever you might be watching. I'm going to kick up the Twitter in just a second. I'm going to put it back out on the Periscope. But for wherever you're watching, thanks for hanging out. So I ended up having to change this playlist quite a bit, because when I first started creating it, it was very much music that I like to hike to. Now, here's the thing about music that I like to hike to. It's usually black metal. It's usually atmospheric. It's usually, you know, it's got a lot of nature themes to it already. A lot of black metal is about nature. That's a thing. And so I really did try to diversify a little bit, and I wanted to get a lot of classic rock and roll, because I don't know about you guys, when you're on a road trip with your buds and your friends, like really singable shit is what you need in the car. You need tracks that you could sing at the top of your lungs. That's part of the road trip. El Gecko's got a joint, so he's got a tree or two already. But that's classic and important part of road tripping is singable music and classic rock and roll. So there's definitely some like not so metal tracks on the playlist tonight, which is important. We need to give them some love too. You will also see the shirt tonight, which was included in the photo for the show, which, by the way, I feel like Twitter might be censoring. So that's curious. I'm not sure why, but I noticed when I went to go check on the tweet, it wasn't being shown. And I was like, Twitter does not seem to have a problem with tatas, so I don't know what's going on. But what else is in the photo is this bad boy. I don't know if you can see this. It's not going to autofocus. This is my Discover Canada. My Parks Pass came. And I got this thing, kind of a ripoff. I don't know how it works where you are. Tell me where you are in the world. I see a bunch of you guys in the States. Some of you are in Europe, wherever you might be. Thank you, Angelica, for the hug. So this little Parks Pass thing cost me $130. Now, admittedly, I did buy the family one. It's good for a year, and it means I could take 7 people in my car into any park in Canada for an entire year. Because otherwise, they charge you like $20 a day per person per day to get into most of the parks in Alberta. So, I mean, I'm going to be gone for 9 days. If I go to a park a day, I've already spent at least this much. So, got my parks pass. I'm going to take as many people with me. Hell, you're coming with me. But I'm curious. I'm curious to know, oh yeah, look at this. Everybody's got their bongs in chat, which I guess is quintessential for a road trip. If you, what is it? Ass, cash, or grass? Nobody rides for free. So, yeah, that's sort of the inspiration behind tonight's playlist. I want to play a bunch of fun rock and roll. I want to play Fade Alive. That's exciting. Does that mean we're doing the thing? So yeah, let's play some fun music. Lots of rock and roll, lots of goofy shit, and a lot of folk music. I will admit there's a lot of folk nonsense that tends to really align black music, black metal and folk that aligns with sort of the outdoorsy aesthetic. And Ron had to push it. Ron had to push it real good. So yes, I do have Solstafir on the playlist tonight because in my mind, they're a quintessential road trip band. And for most people, they won't be. But it has been quite a while since I've gone on a really good road trip, which sounds crazy, but it's the truth. The last time that I was away on a road trip that was really intense was actually in Iceland. And Solstafir, some of you guys might actually remember because I broadcast a live show from Iceland while I was doing the Ring Road. And Solstafir was a band that I discovered while I was there. You know, I do that really like dorky tourist bullshit. Hey, Mackenzie Gary, good to see you, man. And Zedeka, I didn't say hi to you, but hi. Oh, the Doot Bot. What a great name, Ron. So, while I was there, I do a dorky thing. I don't know about you guys, whether you travel, whether you like traveling, whether you go very far, very near. Wherever I go, I basically just ask the locals, hey, what's some music from here that's good? And I was immediately recommended Solstafir. And I ended up playing these albums on repeat. And in my mind, they're obviously very quintessential Iceland. They're all in Icelandic. But their road music, like they've got sort of this, I don't know, rock and roll, not quite metal sound. And they're beautiful. And even now when I think about driving long distances or when I think about hiking by myself, Solstafir often ends up on my playlists. And I have to say, I do love this shirt. I will say I gotta pimp my shirt. I ended up actually getting to meet these guys. I don't know if you could see, or if I look really fat, or if I've got the double bubble from my bra. But they're really fucking cool humans. Like super cool humans. Really nice people. And I got a chance to actually meet them in Canada. And they were really cool. They sat down at the bar. We had a drink. We talked. They put on an amazing concert. And it was really, it was like all these memories and worlds colliding. My favorite things, metal, and one of my best trips ever, and all that good stuff. So, you know, no back boobs. No back boobs. Some back boobs. I realize when I'm on camera, sometimes the angles are not always so kind. Like, sometimes I'm like, what's going on? What's this? What's happening? You know what I mean? Like, it's rough. The crim cam is rough. It makes me very concerned for the future. So let's actually play some music. And I agree, Strange Visions. Wes, if you can get to Iceland, I highly recommend it. Beautiful, beautiful countryside. Really kind people. And a lot of time for you to spend introspectively, driving the roads, checking things out. The skies are insanely beautiful. All of the photos that I took there look like National Geographic magazine insanity. And I'd love to say, what is a vesigasm? I can't see what that emoji is. So we're laughing at the name of it. Vesigasm? Who is it? Vesemir? Looking like he's having fun? I don't know. But yeah, in any case, if you can get to Iceland, I highly recommend it. If you can't get to Iceland, I actually still owe you guys most of my photos. I did do a live blog of it, and I do plan Bring Your Banjo to the Woods. Yeah, absolutely. I do plan on trying to live blog my progress through Canada. I'm going to try my best. And we'll see what happens. I miss content creation, and nature is something that resonates so strongly with me that I do some of my best work. So let's just see what happens. Maybe I won't be a piece of shit and you'll actually get to see some content. Don't get too excited. You probably won't. And someday I will finally get through all my Icelandic stuff. So now that we've gone over all the shit, we've figured out a hacky workaround for the webcam, and we're ready for a little bit of fun. I was thinking that I would start us off pretty classic, and kind of with a little bit of an old school sound, a little bit of rock and roll to it. We actually have played this. I've played this particular Led Zeppelin track on quite a few different shows now in the past 3 years. We're going into the 4th year of FullForce Radio, which is really exciting. In the past 3 years, I have played Misty Mountain Hop probably at least once a year, maybe sometime more than that. Misty Mountain Hop, I mean, honestly, the show that it was most appropriate for was the Tolkien episode. We did an episode all about Tolkien inspiration, and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and that sort of thing. And the Misty Mountain Hop obviously has a lot, like all of Led Zeppelin's work have a lot of Lord of the Rings references in them. But there's still this perfect fit of being an adventurer, being a wanderer, climbing a mountain, a misty mountain at that, and looking for adventure and challenge. And it fits. That's my plan. I've got, oh yeah, Corbin, I can give you the playlist, my man. The Brutal Realms of Tolkien. It's a great playlist. And actually, I probably have the show recorded somewhere. It was definitely one of my best. Hey, and Maxon, how are you, man? So yeah, I know. I did say Zeppelin. And that's just one reason that it came up. Another being that they are, whether you like it or not, they are proto-metal along with a bunch of other bands. They are very, very, very much a part of the tree of what has become metal as we know it, whether you like it or not. A lot of the fantasy symbology, a lot of the occultism, a lot of the sort of jazz and funk noises, and a lot of the rock and roll influences that they pulled in. Hey, Swoop! Hey, Jose! So all of these things actually really fucking matter. So even though you may go, ugh, Led Zeppelin, it's so basic. They have their place in the annals of history. It's really, really important. And plus, who doesn't love a Led Zeppelin song? Except for Frankie. Frankie's mad at me. Hey, Jason. Hi, everybody else that's joining us. The crowd is really coming on in now. During this track, I'm going to get the Twitter set up. So if you like watching on Periscope, then we'll do that. That's fine. We'll get them titties on Twitter. Twitter titty? We'll get them titty Twitters. A titty twister? We'll get them up there somehow because, oh, you were crying in happiness. Well, in that case, forget everything I just said. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. And on Thursday nights, I play rock and roll. I play heavy metal. I put together dumb playlists about fun and also slightly esoteric things. I'm going on a road trip. So tonight, I want to talk to you guys about, I want to hear about your hacks, your tips and tricks. Hey, Gabriel. I want to hear about your camping plans. I want to hear about how your road trips go. Do you have like shit that you do on road trips? Because I'm going to be car camping for a lot of this. So we're going to talk about all this. And also, I have a bone to pick with some food. And I love food. I fucking love food. But I learned about a food today that made me very angry. And I feel like we're going to have to talk about it. Even though this is a heavy metal show, we're going to have to talk about it. So stay tuned. I'm going to start us off with some Led Zeppelin. We got lots of stuff to go over the next 3 hours. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. Wherever you're watching, this show is actually powered by the blockchain. MSPwaves.com. That is our super cool social broadcasting network. So if you want more people like me, or you know what, frankly, much better than me, go check out the schedule. Otherwise, click follow wherever you are and we'll hang out every week and have fun. Except next week, because I'm on the road. God, so good. So it turns out I was wrong. I grabbed the playlist link. If you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, I didn't set up Twitter, son of a bitch. If you're watching on Theta, if you're watching on mspwaves.com, I did drop, just above, I dropped the playlist link to the Brutal Realms of Tolkien show. My goodness, looking at that, that was in 2018. That was in May of 2018. And that was a good fucking show. God damn. God damn. So I put that link in chat. And yeah, so tonight I've been asked, hey, is there a theme? Yeah, it's the great outdoors. It's running on the road. It's everything and anything and everything to do with having a road trip, getting outside. And I did my best to just make the hiking playlist not solidly like black metal. I wanted it to be like all windier and, you know, like just atmospheric, intense, like folk black metal. And I realized, okay, I got listeners. I have to sort of cater to you sometimes. Not all the time, but, you know, I have to care, and I do care. So, yeah, not heavy. Yeah, there's some heavy stuff tonight, but truthfully, I pulled a lot of that out, just because every night is super intensely heavy, and there's a lot of great, like, super foresty black metal. I don't know who Eric is, but hello. Hi, Eric. So yeah, we will get a little bit of like heavy black metal in here, but a lot of what's going on tonight is a little more rock and roll leaning or is a little bit lighter folk music. You know, it is what it is. The playlist developed how it's going to develop. And of course, like I said, some Solstafir on the list. So probably rock and roll leaning, but you know what? We gotta change it up. We gotta have a little time. Now, hold on, before we go anywhere else, I've seen a couple tips in chat already. Mr. Meesick says that tip number 1 for an excellent road trip is you have to go 10 miles and then get out of your car and piss on your tires. So here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. I'm a girl. I know it's hard to tell. I know that there are absolutely no visual cues whatsoever to tell you that I'm female. But I am. And I have not mastered the ability of really focusing and directing my stream of urine. It is not something we're super good at. And have you guys seen all these devices out there, these camping devices? They're not new. People say that you should use them at like bubs. Yes, funnels. Exactly, Mr. Meesick. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They have like these cardboard or plastic funnels that you're supposed to carry around with you that you just kind of like, I don't know, point into and then you too can pee standing up. And I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. The human body is okay with kneeling or squatting or whatever it is that you're going to do. You can handle it. Just go in a bush and pee. You don't need to pee on your tires. But if this is a man thing, must you pee on something? Do you have to have something to aim at? Is this a boy thing? I'm curious to know. Oh my gosh, here we go. There's a guide. Yes. Oh, that's right. Viking Adventure is always Master Link. So yeah, this is a thing that I didn't really know anybody needed, but apparently that's the first thing people are going to tell you about. Hi, Dracos. Playing a little bit of road trip, rock and roll and metal tonight. I'm here. We fixed the crim cam a little bit. It's kind of a janky crim cam tonight, but if you can handle a janky crim, you can handle almost anything. And yeah, so okay, it's not a road trip. Ron says, yes, of course, men have to pee on things. Frankie's telling me that most guys don't aim. Fair enough. But on the side of the road, if I'm going to pee, I'm just going to pee in a ditch. I'm going to do it. It'll have to happen. I'm not going to pee on my tires. But maybe it won't be a real road trip if I don't. Now, another tip that I saw in chat, or at least sort of like if it is a road trip, how do we know? Mackenzie Gary says that road trips for him mean that he's got to buy bags of hot fries. And I'm pretty sure that just means that when Mackenzie's on the road, he likes like finger food. But I'm also slightly like questioning if there's meaning there that I'm not parsing. I don't know. Hot fries, that's your road trip snack, right? Is that it? I have to ask. So I don't know about the rest of you guys. Do you? Yes, ma'am, he says. Okay, fair enough. And you know what? That's really practical because you can eat them one by one. You can eat them by a handful. They're not super messy. And fries are delicious. I vote yes. All right, fair enough. So what about the rest of you? And I am trying to figure out who this is. Liz Fabian? Yeah, he's speaking. It means he likes glory holes. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to talk about glory holes tonight. Andy Capp's hot fries. Oh, okay. Nope. They are like an actual, those are like an actual chip. Okay. I thought they were fries. I was like, yeah, bitches love French fries. I'm a big girl. Give me all your French fries. Put them in my face. That's a great road trip food. Fair enough. Okay. But those look delicious too. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to get it. So for me, I don't know if you've ever followed any of my other content. I don't know why you would have. But if you have seen my camping content or my hiking or my whatever content, yeah, we'll talk about glory holes in a minute because it's going to come up in chat whether people like it or not. I usually choose not to stay in hotels. And depending on what kind of travel I'm planning, I usually don't even take a tent, actually. If it is a road trip like Iceland or like Ireland, I will just take my car, I will rent a car, and I'll sleep in the back of it. And so that is what I'm going to be doing for most of Alberta. I will probably be getting a hotel briefly so I can put the dog in the hotel and he can have a nice nap while I go to the museum one day. But otherwise, hike in the trees, sleep under the stars. If it gets really cold or really shitty, I'll sleep in the car. That's how it's going to be. And so for me, I have a couple things that I do that always kind of are really handy. And, you know, everybody makes fun of me because I hate to smell, but I get a big thing at Costco biodegradable baby wipes before I go. I get a big thing, and that way I can stay constantly clean in between showers. I don't have to have only one baby wipe a day. I keep a big bag with my organics and like food for composting and whatnot. I pop them in there, and every time I roll through a town, I compost it. They're gone. That's it. So, I mean, cleanliness is not an issue. I hope. I think. I don't know what's going on with you guys. But what are some other trips? I will tell you one thing that I cannot live without that I discovered, and it's actually a super old thing. I got it from my dad. It is this little tiny cooler. So I don't know what you guys call them around the world. I learned that the people down under and upside down call them eskies, I think. Oh, wow. Jose, that doesn't look accurate at all. That seems like not a good plan. Wow. Jose has shared an image in chat of a COVID temperature test, and it's just some dude. He's not even using like his wrist or the back of his hand. He's just got his hand, and he's like just guesstimating a temperature and then writing it on a mirror. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's brutal. So, listen, this little thing that I can't live without when I am taking long road trips or when I'm car camping or whatever the case may be, this little thing must be from the late 80s. And we call them coolers or igloos. I know that people in the... it's a dumb name. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Anarchist knows what I'm talking about. They're called eskies, but they're basically the big plastic double-walled cooler. And, you know, you put ice in them and they keep things cold, right? So for most people, probably just a cooler is what you call them. Well, I have one that is like this big. It's this big. It's about the size of a 6-pack of beer. And it's got a little plug that plugs into the Kiwis call them chili bins. Put it in a chili bin. That's cute. Well, I have one that's itsy bitsy teensy weensy. And it's actually got a cable that plugs into your cigarette lighter, and you can make it hot or cold. I'll tell you, friends, that's the best thing. My dad handed it down to me. They probably make them. I've never looked. Yes, I did think about that, Mr. Meeseeks. Ooh, and what's Viking Adventurer cooking? He's got the booze. Booze is good. This looks like it might become burritos or fajitas or tacos. I don't know, but it looks fucking delicious, and I want them. So you're going to have to give everybody updates. Food updates is what it's all about. Spanish rice. Yeah, yes. Fuck it. Forget the delivery rice. Just put everything in one pot. Oh, yeah. Good call, man. But so yeah, I'm going to try and find an image of this little thing. It's a teeny tiny cooler that you can plug into your car while you're driving. And it'll hold maybe a 6-pack, maybe some snacks. For me, it's a 6-pack. And it'll keep things hot or cold with a little switch. And my dad had it when he was working at a gas station way back in the day. And he gave it to me. And it's the best fucking thing on the planet. I've never found something more useful than this stupid little electric cooler. They probably have ones that work better, but I like my shitty little vintage one. And it has forever changed the way that I car camp because I don't have to go get ice. I always have a cold drink. I can always keep my soup hot. It is the bomb. It's the coolest little thing, I have to say. I'm going to try and find one in chat. So I'm going to play another track, and then we're either going to talk a little bit more about what you take hiking, what you take on the road, you know, dumb travel or hiking or road trip stories if you have them. I certainly do. And if not, then we're going to have to move into the spicier middle section of the night, which is we got to talk about glory holes. And also, we have to talk about Texas toast. I have a lot of questions about Texas toast. And in fact, if you ever want to hear the most 2020 thing, it's the fact that I swear I may have lost every one of my friends today, including my friends here at MSP, over Texas fucking toast. Fucking Texas toast. So I'm putting that out there. That's where the show is going. As we play more music, as we listen to good stuff, as we dream of the open road and the trees and the water and the wind and the waves and the mountains and getting away from our lives and hucking our phones off into space. If you do that, hucking our phones off into space and escaping. So you can't. They fucking boomerang. I threw my phone. It went straight up and it hit me in the head. On the camera. I can't disconnect. That is the universe telling me I cannot disconnect. That sucks. So in any case, we're going to talk about this stuff. I'm going to play you guys more music, and I'm going to make a very, very solid attempt at disconnecting. With all that, let's come back, because I actually happen to have the Brutal Rums of Token episode back up. Let us go back to tonight's playlist. I'm going to play something... I'm going to play something by Clutch. Everybody here loves Clutch. Dirty rock and roll. I said boomerang. Texas toast. Oh, God. we're going to have a time with this fucking Texas toast tonight. I promise you guys. Fucking Texas toast. Whew. Let's calm. Let's get through the music. Can play you something by Clutch. Everybody's checking their rank because they want to know whether or not I'm going to get destroyed tonight. I probably will have to, just to get through the Texas toast debate. So stay tuned. I need your camping tips. I need your big brains about Texas toast. Hi, Clay. Oh, see, Clay's coming for Texas toast too. I suspect we're going to have a Texas toast yak off on the air here. And we're also going to talk about glory holes. So we're going to do all that. Mr. Spacely, I haven't seen you in ages. Hey, man. And I'm also going to, yes, I said Saturday I was going on a 2-week hiatus because I'm missing 2 Saturday shows, but I'm only missing 1 Thursday show. You see? Yeah, see? I'm going for 2 weeks, but Lethal's here for the titties. Fair enough. We talked about those already. We think that Twitter might have censored my titties, which is terrible because they're fully covered and very appropriate at the time. So Texas toast, Texas hiking, toast is fucking toasty toast. All of a sudden people show the fuck up. So that's cool. It's Full Force Radio tonight. My name is Crimson Clad. This is a heavy metal show, believe it or not. I do play heavy metal and a lot of the time rock and roll, but tonight we're having a lot of fun. It is themed with the great outdoors, mountains, trees, road tripping, hiking, and just driving. Because fuck, driving is awesome. So I'm going to play you guys a Clutch track, and this track is essentially written about taking a ton of drugs while driving. I suspect that it's actually a sort of Hunter S. Thompson nod, but I haven't done my research. I just know that this track is awesome. And you know what? Your road trip might be a trip. Maybe you're out there in the forest munching on shrooms. I don't know. We could talk about mushrooms as well, because I don't know how many people go on road trips and go foraging. I'm too scared. That's a form of bushcraft that I need to learn. So maybe we'll talk about that too. Here's some Clutch. Gonna put it in your ears with Full Force. It's called The Great Outdoors.
Thinking something before it began, but then you done cut off both of my hands. Now I do my drinking for bamboo straws, constantly kicking at tarantulas. What was I thinking? Moving to Baltimore. Oh yeah, the great outdoors. Jumping through the water. Gonna sell my belongings, 'cause you don't got all me life. Remember when I told you that I was a samurai? Well, the fact of the matter is that was a lie. There were some other things that I'd rather not recall. You can blame it all on the alcohol, but you ain't got no business criticizing me. This is my house and I'll do as I please. What was I thinking? Moved to Baltimore. Oh yeah, the great outdoors. Jumping in the water. Kill out on the constellation. Gonna sell my belongings, 'cause you don't got all this time. Slice. If you're in the market for a green zucchini, mama's on my neck, got the largest size. Winnebago woman, what you cooking? Moving on over and give me a slice. I'd be a richer man today if it weren't for physics. If I could levitate, I would sell lots of tickets and maybe do an interview with Larry King while floating. I'd be a richer man today if it weren't for physics. If I could levitate, I would sell lots of tickets. Move it on over and give me a slice.
There you go, man. A little bit of Clutch. I kind of wondered whether anybody would pick up on the lyrics about getting a zucchini. Yeah, you crazy fuckers. Yes, absolutely. He mentions a green zucchini. Listen, whatever it is you're driving around America doing. Now, Corbin, truthfully, not a lot of people usually say I'm leaving because it's not heavy enough, but I feel you. Some nights you absolutely need some catharsis. I will say, if you're not digging on it right now, I've got a lot of folk. I've got Olivier T. I've got some Power. I've got Dio. So I would say if you're needing some heavy tonight, go for it, bounce. But I will be playing some Throssenblatt and I will be playing some Deathclock. 2 tracks does not a full, intense, brutal playlist make. And I was thinking about playing some Wind Deer, but I pulled it out. So it's entirely possible that the rest of the show will be incredibly unsatisfying for you. If you want to know what those tracks are, then and you want to jump ahead, if you just don't want to listen to Full Force Radio, but you need that music in your life, I am going to be playing Death Clock. It's a track called The Lost Vikings, and then also Throssenblatt, a track called Wanderer on the Continent of Saplings. So those two tracks will be on later in the evening. But yeah, if you need some heavy music, go forth and put it in your ears. I've got heavy-ish tonight, in and around, and something a little different. Can't win every night, can't please every person every night. If there's one thing that I have learned, it's that no matter what I play, people are going to run away. So, all right, I'm definitely not playing Windwood, Patient Zero. It's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen. I have not looked for a Higher Love metal cover. But hey, so everybody who's joining us, we're talking a little bit about the fact that I am going to... Oh, I don't mind if you leave. There's no obligation to stay. So for those of you who will never leave, that's delightful. For those of you who need some time away, because you know what? Sometimes you need some really heavy shit. And we've talked about this on the show before. As much as I would love to do 1 week that would just be nothing but fucking heart-rending, tearing, like throat-ripping, intense, black, just destruction. It's a little harder in a radio setting, but I think we should do it. But it certainly means that a majority of my regular listeners would just not be happy. So it's a balancing act. Play Igor, yeah. So I'm just gonna roll with it. But tonight, the other thing is I can't come up with too much more on the fly. So there's that. So if you need the music that you need, head out. Now on that note, talking a little bit about taking a road trip, going car camping, wandering around out there in the world, disconnecting a little bit, getting some nature time for yourself, and kind of reconnecting with the earth and honestly with the open road. Road tripping for me, especially, in places that I've been recently, and of course where I'm going in the next couple of weeks, is all highway. It's a straight shot. You can go fast. There's nothing for you to hit. It is the greatest joy. Blue skies, long stretches of road, or, towering trees, giant mountains, crystal clear lakes, all of that shit I need in my life right now. Inertia made that? Of course he did. Hey, Sunravel Me. Now Lethal's talking about the new fad of tanning your taint. Lethal, you're behind, man. Sunning your chode is super old, man. I saw that on Twitter ages ago. I don't know. I'm not going to be doing that on my road trip. Listen, I did promise we were going to have a little bit of a kerfuffle about food, and we are, because I learned about a thing today. So not only did I learn that hot fries are not actually French fries at all from Mackenzie Gary, thank you, sir, I learned that there's something called Texas toast. Now, I like toast. I like bread. I'm a big girl. Food is delicious. These are things that I enjoy. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But today I learned about Texas toast in chat, and I just said, hey, guys, what makes it Texas-y? And I asked this question in good faith, and the answer I got was, well, it's bigger. Because, Texas, everything's bigger. And I was like, okay, so it's just a big piece of bread. See, look at, now here comes everybody out of the woodwork. Everybody's got an opinion on Texas toast. I'm opening a can of worms. But I'm like, okay, so what you're telling me, Texas, it's thicker like some skulls. Thick with 2 C's. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So it's white bread that's been cut to a certain thickness. That's Texas toast. I'm like, what makes it Texas-y? What makes it toasty? And the answer was it's big. And I'm going, so hold up. Texas is trying to claim that they're just trying to take credit for sliced bread, for sliced white bread. That's what Texas is doing right now. And so then, don't you worry, I was immediately corrected by Shane and Clay. And they said, oh, hey, son. And they said, no. No, there's garlic on Texas toast. Preparation matters. And I was like, yeah, but all toast is toast. If you take a piece of bread and you toast a piece of bread, that's toast. That's toast. Toast is bread that has been toasted. It's just toast. It's not Texas toast. It's just toast. Toast. And, okay, yeah, and here's Viking Adventure. See? You and I, we're feeling it. The logic, all toast ain't toast. Clay and I are going to have fisticuffs on the air. So here's the thing. So then, well, Shane goes, no. There's gutter. There's a gutter. That's a butter and a garlic, apparently. There's a butter and garlic that goes on it. And I'm going, okay, that's garlic bread. Toast with butter and garlic is garlic bread. It's a form of toast. And Shane goes, no. Because garlic bread is the heel of bread. And I'm going, on what godforsaken planet are they cutting off the ass end of a bread, throwing the rest of the way, and only giving you a bread butt for your garlic bread? There is no person on this earth who eats garlic bread by one single slice. You get a loaf of garlic bread, and you can cut it as thick as you want. It's toast. Now everybody's going, does that look like garlic bread to you? No, but we had this discussion. I'm leading you guys through the logic. I'm carrying you through the conversation we had today, the bone that I have to pick, because that doesn't look like garlic bread to me. So I said, first you're telling me it's just really thick bread that's been toasted. That's toast. And they go, no. It's not toast. There's garlic on it. I'm going, okay, that's garlic bread. No. It's not garlic bread. I'm going, okay. So then it turns out it's fried. It's a bread butt. That's right. It turns out it's fried bread. Shane says this is a misrepresentation of the conversation, but I will word for word clip the chat history and drop it in here. I will do it. I Googled it. You grilled it. Clay used the words fry. So now you see Shane is also saying, well, no, it has to be grilled. Clay specifically said with the butter that it's fried. And in those images, it looks pretty fried too. Grilled, fried. Listen. All I'm saying is you took a really thick piece of bread, you put some butter and garlic on it, and you're calling it toast, but you're saying it's not toast. And I just have so many questions. Toast is toast. Sunravel Me's going, what the hell do you guys talk about during mod meetings? Yeah, Marky's going to make some garlic bread. Now, Marky, I have to ask, because everybody's here now. I got to ask all of you. When you have garlic bread, is it only the bread butt? Ron says you can only have garlic bread in stick form. All of the things I learned today, I just want to shake my fucking desk and grab my mic. All of the things I learned today essentially made me realize that I hate all my friends and they hate me. Like, 2020, peak 2020 is having a 2-hour-long argument about Texas toast. And at the end of it, being like, I hate everyone and they hate me. That's peak 2020, when all of your friendships end in one day over Texas toast. So because there are so many of you here, there are dozens of opinions in the chat right now and people watching everywhere. Yeah, there's a garlic bread right there. That's not a bread butt. You are holding some garlic bread. So in any case, this was my day today. I don't understand. Why are you calling it toast? Toast is a very specific thing. Anyways, the food looks amazing. I'm going to say, whatever this place is, I want to go there. Look at these fucking food porn pictures. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch and you're wondering, this crazy lady is just screaming about bread products and not playing a lot of metal, that's fair. That's literally why Corbin left. I have driven away everyone who loves me today. Me and the toast. We've driven them all away. Mackenzie Gary, Texas toast is big. It's fine. I'm yelling now. I recognize my volume levels are increasing. It's called toast because it's toasted. It's Texas toast even when it isn't toasted. Yeah, there's an agenda here. There's some stuff we have to unpack. So I want to know, because then Shane brought up a really valid point, which I think is fair. Garlic bread is baked, but here's the thing, Shane, when you're baking toast, it is effectively toasting the bread, because baking does the same thing as toasting in the oven. When you think about, or toasting in a toaster too, right? Think about a bread in a piece of toaster. It's suspended between two surfaces with heating elements, and the heat radiates and hits the bread. In an oven, your elements are at the top of the oven and the bottom of the oven. So honestly, a toaster is like a teeny tiny itty bitty oven with no door. That's all. It's the same sort of thing. So toasting, now, and Mackenzie Gary's going, whoa, baking is not toasting. And I agree. But in this case, when you're using, and yeah, broil is like toasting. So in a lot of ways, I recognize that we will literally talk for 16 hours about this, and we'll all hate each other by the end of it. So before we go down this road, no, you don't bake your Texas toast, apparently. You don't toast it, you don't bake it. Clay says you fry it. Shane says you grill it. They say that they're different, but they're not, but they are. Everybody is confused. So let's calm down before we have an actual fight pit. Sunravel Me bakes her Texas toast. Do you guys all want to come for Sun now in the chat? So before we move on, here's the grilling frying explanation. They use a flat top grill, which is essentially frying. I'm surprised Shane didn't jump on this, because I was literally going to say Shane had a very good point. But then Shane wanted to jump in and say I was wrong. So maybe I was wrong about Shane having a good point. My question to all of you is, do you have a food with a really fucking stupid name? Because, Shane, you don't even know what the point was, Shane. Now, Matt, this sounds amazing. Lightly toasted in the toaster with bacon and wasabi Kewpie mayo. That sounds fucking amazing. That sounds delicious. But yeah, I'm so confused. The actual toast itself, it's made by putting butter or margarine on both sides of the bread, broiling and grilling it till it's a lightly golden brown. So at the end of the day, Texas toast is somebody in Texas was like, I'm going to take this white bread loaf and cut it real thick. Ha! Texas! Yeah! Bigger in Texas. That's literally what happened. And you guys are trying to deny that, and it's very silly, and it's a very American thing. It does. It looks like shitty ass fucking Wonder Bread. You know, when you smush it up and it turns into like a glue ball. And then you doubled down. You didn't just cut that bread again. You fucking doubled down. And you're like, I wanted it to be this thick. I'm going to have to go get an entirely different cooking utensil to cook it, because I don't like toasters anyways, but it's still toast. And then you just doubled down and turned it into a thing. So, I'm going to have a coronary on air. My heart rate is way up. Okay. So the question was, do you have a stupidly named food from where you're from? Like, we're really piling on to Texas right now, and all my listeners are leaving because I'm screaming at the top of my lungs about bread. But do you have a stupid food where you're from? And this is where Shane brought up a good point. Is French toast toast? No, it is not. It's absolutely not. But I also don't know if French toast A is actually French, or B has a French name. I kind of assume that French toast is called French toast because they used a baguette originally, and then people are like, ho, 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 baguette, these are French, ho, 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 because that's just how people are. They're stupid. Hi, J-Man. So, I mean, French toast is not toast. It's not toasted. Texas toast is not toast. It is not toasted. Ron really wants me to drink. I find this suspicious because I feel like we can manipulate levels on Theta, but I'm also thirsty, so I'm going to drink. So if you're over on Theta and you level up, I'm going to, if I can open this without, every time I'm really afraid I'm going to spray it everywhere while you guys are watching. I will honor levels on Theta TV. Unfortunately, Twitch, you don't have levels, but I'm thinking I'm actually going to create something that happens on the Twitch that'll be tied to my OBS stream. It'll like throw, I don't know, maybe we can make it a piece of toast that can up over if I get any special status that happens on Twitch. It'll come up on the overlay and then I'll have to drink. Pandore. Okay, there you go. Golden bread. That makes more sense. So Mr. Meeseek says, I live in Cajun country. There's always weird stuff to eat. Twitch is a garbage ass platform, but listen, I'm on all of the platforms because I am trash myself. So find me wherever you like to consume content. But yes, Theta has levels and I'll drink. Discord has levels and I'll drink. Choose what's important to you. Okay. All right. So we have now discussed Texas toast. Like I said, the whole thing and the whole conversation from today has boiled down to the fact that somebody in Texas made their bread really thick, couldn't admit when they were wrong, and then tried to invent a whole new food, even though it's just white sliced bread. Don't at me. But that's what I learned today. And also, all of my meaningful friendships ended over Texas toast. Maybe this is Canadian privilege. I'm not sure. So we've been talking for an hour already, and we've literally played 2 songs, 2 tracks here on FullForce Radio. So I told you guys that all the music tonight was going to be inspired by going hiking, getting out in the woods, the mountains, the trees, the forest, the light, the road, the feeling of a wind in your hair, unless you're Shane. Whatever it is that drives you when you go camping, when you go hiking, when you go road tripping. These are the sensations that I desperately, desperately need in my life right now. Okay, we can talk about ketchup chips. I think they're disgusting, but I'm Canadian. So yes, ketchup chips is a Canadian thing. We will talk more about Canadian foods, which will probably lead into glory holes. I swear those things are tangentially related in a pretty inappropriate way. And yeah, that's really cool. Mr. Meeseeks, you got to join us. The next time I fly down to New Orleans to hang out with Clay, you got to join us. I won't axe murder you or anything. So let me play another track. Now, the track I am going to play for you, I'm actually going to play you something by a band called Voyager. I play these guys a lot. Now, I would probably use that as a tenuous enough connection, the name Voyager. But these guys do a lot of really interesting sort of progressive, synthy, bright, genty kind of metal. And I really, really enjoy a lot of what they do because they tend to create really uplifting soundscapes. And so I'm going to play something. I was really tempted to play some stuff off their newest album. It's called The Ghost Mile. I highly recommend every single one of you go listens to it. It's a beautiful album from start to finish. Lots of great piano, lots of really amazing lyrics, harmonies. It's beautiful. But I'm going to play something off an older album because it really encapsulates a lot of why I get out there, why I hike, why sometimes I need to turn off. I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people are not into it or aren't able or maybe aren't healthy enough or are in an area where that's not accessible to them. But there's certainly something about just going outside and pretending for a second that all exists is sky. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to play a track called She Takes Me Into the Morning Light. It's off an album called The Meaning of I. And both of these things are... if I had a choice, I would take you all with me. I would take you out into the morning light and I would put some good music in your ears. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. I'm trying to calm my heartbeat down from the great Texas toast debate. But I've got more stuff, so stick around. I got you guys for another 2 hours. I'm going to play lots of fun rock and roll and heavy metal, Motorhead, Hammerfall, Death Clock, Dio, Illuviati, all sorts of things on the docket tonight. And we'll see if there are any pseudo fist fights over stupidly named food after this next track.
She takes me into the morning sky until I cross the line into the morning light. She takes me into the morning sky until I cross the into the morning sky until I cross the line into the morning light. She takes me into the morning sky until I cross the line into the morning light. She takes me into the morning sky until I cross the line into the morning down at the riverside, I will show you what I'm talking about. So won't you take my hand?
There you go. A band called Voyager. They are fucking fabulous, super bright, beautiful harmonies. Here's Lacey. Oh, Viking Adventurer delivers. Like, that's legit. Wait, you're in physio? I can't be like, that would be pretty terrible. I'm not going to call you a cripple, but forcing a cripple to bring me food, that'd be terrible. See, here's the thing. While I'm on air with you guys, I can't eat. So I just get a little squirrely and food and food and food and food and food. Now, that's the other thing. I'll tell you, when I'm camping, you are legally a cripple. Yes, good point. It's slightly less offensive, and I know that term is horrible, especially because I know there are a lot of like movement impaired people that listen to this show or that I interact with on a daily basis. I'm a shitty person. It's not that I don't love you. It's that it is what it is. Sun says you can eat while the music plays. I cannot think of a thing that would be more disgusting than like just eating into the camera while you watch me. Lacey's here. Are you actually listening? I don't think she's listening. Yeah, Sweetbreads. That's a fucking shitty name. Lacey, thank you. This is something that I learned very, very early on. I live in Vancouver, obviously, and we have a ton of beautiful, wonderful, stunning forage, farm-to-table types of restaurants. And I remember the first time that I ordered sweetbreads. I didn't know what they were. They just sounded delightful. They were on sort of an like appetizer share plate, and I thought, sure, let's do it. And I mean, they weren't awful, but like learning very quickly that they're basically little bits of brain and other random organs was very off-putting after I'd finished them. But it goes to show you that a lot of the time, just shut up and eat it. Just eat it. You'll be fine with it. Find out what it is after. Shane says they skip the kitchen part. Farm to table, meaning that you can trace all of the steps of the journey. So Mackenzie Gary would be a better one to talk about what farm to table is, but essentially means that often they partner directly with farms, and so you will be getting local food that does not go through sort of the standard packaging, sorting, transportation process. It's, that's a whole thing. It's a nice way to live if you can. And also some people are absolutely insufferable about it. Actually, I know exactly where that came from. It's fair trade, free range, all organic. Which, wanting to be able to have that transparency in your food is not a bad thing. But certainly there are some people who are insufferable. Lacey's even yelling drink. Call Lacey out. Is Lacey actually listening right now? Lacey, are you listening? I suspect you may be at work. But if you are listening, I will still drink if you level up. So here's another thing. For those of you that are listening in other places, some of you are on the Twitter, some of you are on Twitch, some of you are on Theta, some of you are on Vim TV, some of you are on mspwaves.com, some of you... Listen, I got hoes in every area code. And I am going to play some delightful, delightful heavy metal music for you. But I'm yelling about food right now. And this is an important conversation that we all need to have. There are many, many people listening. And I yelled extensively about Texas toast. And sweetbreads is a great example. So I was asking you guys, do you have... Yeah, exactly. Vim. Vim is probably the best platform. If you want to check it out, it's awesome. It's cool. It's blockchain powered, and they are a delight. They are very cool. And if you're looking for a place to stream that isn't one of these other places that's probably going to ban me later for talking about glory holes, move on over to Vid. So yeah, sweetmeats. Clayboyne, is sweetmeats the same thing? What are sweetmeats? Because sweetbreads, like we've been going through in chat, Gabriel happened to drop even some more technical terminology, liver and esophagus and testicles and brains. Is that what sweetmeats are? Ooh, Mackenzie Gary's going to empty his woofer while I continue to yell about food. So I'm curious. We'll move off this topic, but is there something, a food that you know of that is named ridiculously? I'm not gone. I'm still here. That is named ridiculously, that does not reflect what the food actually is. Because goddamn it, Texas toast, you have tried my patience today. Now, no one's answering and no one's freaking out that they can't hear me. So I'm going to make the assumption that everything is still A-okay. And we're going to continue on. Now, I was going to say some of the California rolls were invented in Vancouver. Oh, that's possible. That's possible. Rocky Mountain oysters are not oysters. Rocky Mountain oysters are poop, I'm pretty sure. Oh, hey, Lacey. We've been having fun. I've been having an absolute son of a bitch goddamn meltdown about Texas toast, and I've played like 2 tracks. So we're going to play some heavier metal as we continue. Yes, I've seen a lot of pictures of Zuckerberg wearing his like 3-inch thick fucking zinc face paint. It's as close. Oh, they're testicles. Fair enough. What, prairie oysters? Are those testicles? I thought it's poop. There's something that's oysters that's poop. Prairie oysters might be also testicles, actually. That's very Canadian, but they might be the same thing. So there you go. They're testicles. I don't think about balls so much. What can I say? You know, only when they're right in my face. Bull's balls. Bull's balls. Okay, so prairie oysters are the same thing. There you go. Rocky Mountain oysters, prairie oysters, wherever your balls are hanging out, having a time. That's what kind of oyster it is. If your oyster's not in the ocean, it's probably a ball. It's probably a testicle. That looks delicious, Marky. Head butter, the brains and juice from crab shell. That's disgusting. What an awful name. I don't want that. No, thank you. Absolutely not. Head butter sounds so innocuous. That's disgusting. Absolutely not. And I mean, we've had this discussion on the show before. It is a very metal thing to fucking pick a crab or a lobster up out of the ocean for real and just be like, look at this nasty ass bug, crack it open and slurp the shit out of you. That's metal and disgusting. It's a horrible thing. Absolutely not. I do not comply. Hey, Uncle Bonehead, good morning. So, okay, I'm learning so many things in the chat. And it may be time to move on because I would like to continue eating. I gotta keep feeding these big girls, and I want to be able to eat later on tonight. Carrots with sugar. Yeah, I mean, now, Mr. Spacely, when you say, has anyone ever eaten carrots with sugar? I mean, when I cook root vegetables, I often caramelize them, like a bit of maple syrup and swish it in the pan with butter and coat your root vegetables. That's fucking delicious. Absolutely good. Are you talking like a raw carrot, dip it in some fucking granulated sugar and just like go to town on it? Because that is not a thing I've tried. And you may be absolutely roasted in the chat if that's what it is. Just peel a carrot and put sugar on it. What? 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 All right. So whoopie pies have a weird name. Yeah, whoopie. Isn't making a little whoopie? Isn't that a sexy time term? Those pies, are they supposed to... Is a whoopie pie, oh my gosh, guys, is a whoopie pie another name for a cream pie? In which case, I get it. Ah! Mackenzie Carey, it's just icing between your buns. Think about it. Oh my goodness. That's what it is. I decree it. I decree it. It's about somebody getting an inappropriate cream pie, but then they had to name it something slightly more appropriate. Oh no. No. Look at Mackenzie Gary's going, no, you've ruined everything. Stop talking. No. No, Mackenzie Gary, I know that's not where you were going. That's where I'm going. I know that you did not go there and you did not believe that and that it's probably 100% not true, but this is Full Force Radio. And you knew when you came here what was going to happen. Okay? I just want to say that Full Force Radio is as consensual as a non-consensual forcening could possibly be. So, and Marky has dropped a very inappropriate link in chat. So anyways, let's continue talking about road tripping. We want to talk a little bit more. I was going to talk about some of my sort of tips and tricks for living. Hey, Harv. Yeah. Full Force comedy. I mean, it's not comedy. It's the truth. But so listen, I love to car camp. I'm going on a road trip. I'm going to be driving around in the mountains. I'm going to have a car full of dog and random crap. I'm going to be living out of the backseat of my car, sleeping under the stars, getting the fuck out of here. Lacey, where are you going road trip? And anybody else that's road tripping, tell me, where are you going? Tell me about your trip. I'm going to be driving up into the mountains. I'm going to be hiking around and into lakes, and I'm going to be hiking up some mountains and into some trees. For me, I will tell you, one thing that I have learned is that instant soup is your friend. Now, through camping, if you go backcountry camping or through camping, this is one of those things that, oh, look at you doing crawfish, man. Again, who picked up one of those and was like, you are tasty? Because they are, like, those are fucking ugly. That's a giant bug. Who picks up a bug and goes, delicious? Nobody. But somebody did, and here we are. That's the state of our species. And now it's a delicacy. Ooh, Prince George, that'll be nice. The armpit of BC, but a beautiful nature-centric area. So don't think I'm ripping on you. Ditch lobsters. Ditch lobsters. That's even worse. They're not crawfish. They're ditch lobsters. Like, I should know what a fucking lobster in a ditch is. That's horrible. You're not making this better. You're saying, not only did I pick up a shitty sea bug, I found a ditch. There was like some schmutz in the ditch and some bugs on it, and then I picked that up and ate it. You're not helping your case. Okay, Foxon saying, for hard backpacking, I like ramen. I don't even cook it. Agreed. Yeah, totally. Nice, easy to carry, empty carbs that are easy to burn, super tasty, lots of salt, and empty carbs. Yeah, that's a good one. For me, definitely soup packets, instant soup packets. I will boil a big ass thermos. I'll carry a whole thermos. It fits in the back of my water knapsack. And then I just carry the little flat soup packets. I carry 5 or 6 with me. And that tends to be really, really an easy way to make sure that I have as much water as possible at all times in case I get lost, but also to carry 2-3 days worth of meals with me. Very little weight, very little space. It's worked out really good. And then, you find shit, you throw it in your soup. You have bread, you throw it in your soup. You find vegetables, you throw it in your soup. Whatever. It works really well. The other thing that I have to admit, my road trip guilty pleasure, I don't know about you guys, is I go to Costco and I buy... It's not crazy at all. But I buy those like family-sized packs of steak jerky that are supposed to like last a family for like a month kind of thing. Nah. Yeah, you find a squirrel goes in the soup. Whatever you find, into the soup. So for me, I go to Costco and I get one of those family-sized pack of steak jerky. Those last about 14 seconds. So I will buy 3 or 4 or 5 of them. It will be $100. And as I'm driving, I will eat all of it. It will last no time at all. And I can't tell if that's because I have exactly zero self-control or if it's that Costco's estimate of what a family actually is wrong. So you guys have to let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. Big bag of jerky in a road trip. It gets a little smelly with all that sugar and protein. Here's the thing, Fox. I'm road tripping with a dog. So you know what? I am okay with that. I'm okay with it. Let's play a little bit more music. We got lots of stuff to get through tonight. We got lots of fun stuff on the docket tonight. So I'm gonna play another older track, and then we'll move into some Hammerfall, 3 Inches of Blood, lots of good stuff like that. I'm gonna play you a Motorhead track, and this is off an album from 1977. So for a lot of people, you've never been to a Costco. Oh my gosh. Okay, fair enough. I am lucky enough to have a Costco pretty near me, so it is what it is. I'm going to play you guys some Motorhead. It's off an album from 1977. Now, you guys know I love Lemmy. Slayer, I played Slayer last week, Uncle Bonehead. Sorry. And you don't get to make requests on my show. I'm sorry, you just don't. So yeah, last week we did a thrash heavy show. But this week we are doing a bit of a road trip show. And for those of you who are just joining us, a lot of the rock, a lot of the sound tonight is a bit rock and roll. There's a couple heavier tracks, but that's not the core of the playlist tonight. Everything's a little more loud singing, road trippy, rock and rolly. And I did my best to actually like dial back some of the black and death metal. Slayer is okay. Thrash, we talked about it at length last week. We had a really great show talking about the roots of power and thrash metal and how they evolved from each other. So I played your Slayer. You missed it. Sometime in the future, I will play it again. I'm going to play this Motorhead track for you guys because it is the perfect fit for tonight's playlist. It's not a heavy rotation song, so you may not have heard it before. It's a track called Keep Us on the Road. It's what I'm going to be thinking about for the next couple weeks as I drive around looking for things to climb, lakes to swim in, trees to shelter under. I'm going to find me a dinosaur or two. I'm going to eat 12,000 bags of beef jerky, and I'm not going to eat any goddamn Texas toast. This is FullForce Radio. My name is Crimson Glad. It's a 40-year-old album, man. Fuck yeah.
We began at the beginning.
fucking Motorhead rock and roll ending right there. Son of a bitch. Oh, yeah. Everything louder than everything else. Motorhead for all of you guys. I'm so glad to have Lacey back. I hope your work goes well. Hey, welcome. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. I play heavy metal, rock and roll. We have a lot of fun. And tonight we got a lot of people who are brand new on the Theta and other places. We have M. Ballesteros in chat. She is trying to learn English. And that is a horrible thing to do. Not horrible to learn English. It's horrible to learn English from me. Because for the last hour, I've been screaming about how Texas toast isn't toast. I've been yelling about all sorts of useless foods. And I highly, highly suspect that any that any actual language that you learned from me will be a swear or will be completely useless in everyday life. But you know what? We love shit like this. And so I'm glad to have you. If you want to ask questions in chat, people over on Theta, that was a dab because, you know, kids in the new world, the Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what your actual name is. M. Ballesteros. I'm guessing maybe Ballesteros is your last name? But whatever you want me to call you, I'll call you. And for everyone else who comes to listen, one of the greatest parts of the show is I get a little bit mouthy. And I get a little bit drinky. And Maria, ¿por qué? There is an angry picture of my face photoshopped on a woman with what is either garlic bread or Texas toast. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. I'm in the twilight zone. All of my friends have forsaken me. I don't know what toast is. Garlic bread doesn't taste the same. It's FullForce Radio. It's so confusing. So I like to get drunk. I like to talk about silly things, and we have a lot of fun. So if you want to come and hang out with me every Thursday night, you should do that. It's good. A lot of the time I play very, very loud music. Tonight, less so, but we're still having a lot of fun. So I'm going to be playing a lot more power metal. We're going to move into some heavier stuff towards the end of the show. We're officially at the halfway point of the show. And so far, we've been talking a little bit about our favorite drink. Yeah, he's just yelling drink because I'm holding it in my hand. But, you know, it's okay if you don't understand much. Don't worry. That's the... Uncle Bonehead leveled up yelling drink, drink, drink. And now I have to drink again. I have to take a shot after my shot because somebody leveled up in chat. So if you're watching somewhere else and you see the 12,000 people screaming drink in chat right now, just give me a second. I just took one. Normally I sip my bourbon. I normally have my nice glass, my little tumbler. I drink it like a fucking not chimpanzee. Oh, and Lacey's going to level up. Tonight's going to get sloppy because it is a send-off. I'm going to be going away for next week. I won't be here. So you have got... Oh, no! You have got tonight. Tonight, your cup crimmeth over is what's happening. Everybody's going to level up tonight. I'm going to get destroyed. Holy shit. So we'll take a little shot. I owe Uncle Bonehead a shot. So we're going to do that first. It's a meme. Oh, yeah, Uncle Bonehead. Okay, so here's the thing. For those of you who might be new to the show, my life is this show. I've been doing this show for almost 3 years now. I've been playing ridiculous metal, heavy, hard music, and so at first people were like, this metal is scary. This music is too loud. And so to cope, hey, Anjar, good to see you, my man. To cope, what people do is they take pictures of my face and they Photoshop it. And I have become a meme. I am Crimson Clad, bringer of death, destroyer of worlds, subject of memes. That's my life. And so for the first little bit, people were like, hey, I'll keep showing up and I'll keep making her into memes. And then I kept putting that music in your ears and I'm starting to wear a lot of people down. So it's been a great journey. I've kept a lot of you around for 3 years. We talk about a lot of dumb shit like Texas toast. We yell about whether bugs are bugs or sea bugs. There I am. There's Crim floating in a tin can. And, we just... Lacey just leveled up in chat. Okay. Fuck. Ah! All right. So here they come. The memes are flowing. The alcohol is flowing. Oh, nothing good can come of this. Tonight is going to be a disaster. Look at this. Look at my fucking eyeballs. Look at all. If you're watching on another platform, you truly are missing the interactive point of the show. So before I drink to Lacey here, I want to explain to you what the delightful thing about MSP Waves is, wherever you might be listening. It's a social interactive broadcasting network. So not only do we see each other, there is an entire chat room, and I've tried to connect them all together, but the Discord is where the magic happens. So if you would like to Photoshop, like El Gecko, a giant fist in my hand with a thing of, apparently there's actually a lube for fisting. If you want to Photoshop bad things of me, if you want to see what people have done to me, the Discord is where you want to be. If you want to have a normal life where you can just listen to music and this yelling lady and just hear me drink the alcohol, then you're set. You're set. But the Discord is a whole nother level. So for those of you who are listening somewhere else, I challenge you, keep listening there, but join the Discord. Can you handle it? Are you metal enough? I don't know. All right, so oh God, the memes are just solid. They're strong in chat right now. They're flying. I owe Lacey a drink. Let's do a drink. We're going to move into a band called Death Clock. So remember I said there'd be like slightly a little bit harder music? We're going to do some Death Clock. And the thing about Death Clock the thing about Death Clock is they are a band that does not actually exist. Shit. They're a band that doesn't actually exist. And so they're a band that doesn't actually exist. And so Brendan Small and a bunch of other really talented musicians had this idea for a cartoon. And they did a cartoon about metal. And the idea was that there would be this incredible giant band that everyone in the world loved. And every episode, they would do a concert. And at their concert, all of their fans would be die horribly. And every week, it would just be a new concert. Oh my God, the memes are terrible. They just never stop. Oh no. And so that was where it came from. And it became this hit show. It's so fabulous. And yeah, Brendan Small is a genius. And so after a couple of seasons of Metalocalypse, which was this fake show about a fake band, now they're getting it appropriate. And after a couple seasons, there were musical differences, and it was really problematic because Brendan Small and the intellectual property of the band, it's not like a regular band breakup. It's not, I'm the guitarist, you're the bassist, we're breaking up, we're going on our own separate ways. Because they're cartoons, they're playing cartoon characters. And so this was a really problematic thing, and it ended up that, honestly, Metalocalypse and Death Clock basically just petered out. Brandon Small's doing his own music. I've shared some of that with you. And, still, I look back as, even for being a fake band, some of the music from this fake band, Death Clock, this cartoon band, Death Clock, is so good. It is fabulous, bright, melodic death metal, and often it's quite funny. So in honor of my road trip sort of theming behind tonight's show, I'm going to play you a Metalocalypse track from the Death album called Lost Vikings. It's a perfect fit. It is my plan. I see myself as a conquering Viking a lot of the times. I have big dreams, big will to live, a big desire to run off into the woods and go a little bit feral. Here you go. It's a track called The Lost Vikings. This is Death Clock. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. I'm here every Thursday, so set your watches, check your clocks, eat your school, drink your drugs, don't do milk. You can go to fullforce.rocks for my website. You can go to mspwaves.com. That has the full schedule. Next week, I won't be here. So listen, guys, you got to make tonight count, which clearly you fucking are by looking at all of these memes of my terrible, terrible face. Let's play some metal. Ah, this song slaps.
Across the land, snow and wind has frozen hearts of man, but we ride. Many days ago we left our homes with swords to ride into the night. Fighting side by side to destroy our foes and leave them without life. We stop, consider the land that we travel, our maps and home, direction unravel, but we ride. We ride. Many days ago we left our home for swords to ride into the night. Fighting side by side to destroy our foes and leave them without life. So much time has passed since we left our land that we've become concerned that we'll never find the battle that we should have fought and won, but we won't stop searching.
Yes! Ah, fuck yeah. Now, admittedly, if I could put together a whole hiking playlist, that's probably more what you'd get. And I recognize, lots of you guys come for the heavier stuff too. Tonight's just a balance. And admittedly, when I want to drive, when I just want to hit the road, it's something a little different than what kind of gets me just fucking pounding up a mountain. And yeah, that's... But yeah, who needs syrup for their throat? We ride. That's it, man. Lost until we die. Is hopefully not what I'm going to be. But hey, there you go. So I've just been dropping some of the places that are on my list in chat. We've been talking a little bit about what I'm going to hit up. So yeah, I'm going to try and hit Assiniboine. There's a bunch of different parks, lakes, mountains. I'm going to do my best to not get eaten by a bear, but I make no promises. I've now had a whole bunch of shots, and we are officially over halfway through the show, but I've still got lots of fun music for you guys tonight. So don't worry. We got more. It's all good. We're having a bit of a heavy metal road trip. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. And yeah, so tonight's a little bit lighter hearted. It's a little bit different. Doesn't mean it's all going to be easy listening, but we're going to have a time. And because it is halfway through the show, I always do want to make sure that I sneak in my buddy Tom Gent, who very, very delightfully is a very heavy blockchainer. And of course, he creates my identification for every show. And you've got to listen to it because you're here and I'm going to put it in your ears. So just, you know.
FullForce Radio! With Crimson Clad.
With me, that's right. So listen, we've been talking about all sorts of nonsense tonight. You know, we were... My red hair is a Viking gene. And yeah, you know what? That, we're gonna have a fight. And when am I gonna growl? And when am I gonna growl twerk? I don't know. I'm not good at either of these things. I'm trying to learn how to twerk because Clay said I should. Turns out it's hard. You have to like disconnect your spine. And there's just like a lot going on there. And also, I tried growling. And in fact, some of you guys might have been here for my birthday. Rock Chick Jen tried to teach me how to growl. I'm terrible at it. I do not have a good metal growling voice. And it makes me very upset because I want to be a cool metal growling singer. I want to be like the next Alyssa Whitegloves or something. Mr. Spacely, that's beautiful. So right now, Chad is arguing about my long stockings. Lethal's saying red hair is from Central Asia. I'm a Viking. They were raping and pillaging. Rape, pillage, tea time. Across Europe. Something about Ireland. I don't know. Listen, my hair's on my head. I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, you know, lots of lineages. The side of my family that brought the red is, frankly, partially from Ukraine, partially from the UK. So... go fish. It could be from either of what you guys are saying. I have no clue. So moving into the second half of the show, we were talking a little bit about like car camping tips and tricks. We were talking a little bit about our favorite road trip foods. We were talking a little bit, and then we got into foods in general. We were talking a little bit about Texas toast. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. And there was a lot of yelling and a lot of fighting. And we had a large, rousing discussion on Texas toast. And so then, you know, we were discussing, hey, what's stupidly named foods? Yes, pierogies and sausage are in my blood. And I have a lot of Polish ties as well. I saw a picture of Gandalf and I up there somewhere. My Polish love of the blockchain. He's a babe. But so in any case, yeah, I live off pierogi. I make them a couple times a year. But what we will discuss now, it's very important. It's very important. I want to ask you, how are you all doing with COVID? Pierogis kurwa. Oh, so you're just, are you calling? Are you swearing at the pierogis? Are you swearing in happiness because of the pierogis? I mean, kurwa means so much in Polish. It all means rude, but it's the spice of the language. If you don't know what to say, you just, oh, kurwa. Ja pierdolę. But in any case, now that I'm swearing, and I'm going to get banned off Polish, whatever, there's a question. Still alive? Great. You're still alive. The reason that I'm asked, oh, Jesus, jestem Polakiem. No. And I used to know how to say enough that was like, I could tell people that I didn't know. I know a couple things. So here's the deal, Gabriel. I know enough how to ask for beer. I always know how to get a pivo. I don't actually know how to ask where a washroom is. So when I spend time in Poland, I basically look at people and then point at my vagina and yell, "Łazienka!" That's how I get to a bathroom. So again, solid Polish skills. And it's quite funny because I started doing a language learning program. Have you guys ever done this? You start a program and then you like peter out. So I know some phrases very, very well, but then I sound like I know the language. So I'll, like I know how to ask someone, can I ask you a question? Czy mogę zadać pytanie? And then they go, oh yeah. Yeah, okay. And they answer me in Polish. I don't know if you've heard a native Polish speaker. They speak so fast. So I'll be like, can I ask you a question? And I want to ask ile to kosztuje? How much does this cost? And they'll be like, and I don't understand it at all. So in general, I've learned to be very pathetic and I listen more than I speak. Usually I can pick up enough words out of a sentence to understand the sentence. I understand car, I understand eat, I understand give it to me, I understand go, outside, whatever, those things. So I don't speak Polish, Gabriel. Unless there are swears, in which case, yes, I swear. Means it costs $3. Yeah. Jeden, dwa, trzy, cztery. I don't actually remember the rest of them. Anyways, just enough Polish to get by. So, forget it. That's not the point. You guys have thrown me off the point. And the point is, give it to me, baby. The point is, give it to me. Give it here. No chodź. No chodź. Oh, no chodź. No chodź. And the reason I know that, Gabriel, I thought it says something, ja jestem. Oh, did I know that you are Polish? Yeah, jestem. Jest. Okay. Yeah. See, that's a problem. Yeah. Oh, no. Daj mi to. So yeah, little things like that. Sure, no problem. Or and the reason I know these things is because the dog. So I also know idziemy na dwór, we're going outside. These are not useful things in Poland. These don't get you by at all. These are not helpful. Nobody needs to know. These things are not helpful. Somebody's like, oh, hey, young miss, you dropped this thing. Can I help you? And you'll be like, idziemy na dwór, na 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 na, and then just run off into the night. It's not helpful. Okay. Shh. Focus. Focus. Was asking, how are you guys doing with COVID? Everything is COVID. Everything's fucked up with COVID. We know that. Sorry, I just hit you guys. Everything's fucked up with COVID right now. And so obviously the world is weird. Things are wrong. Nothing is the same as nothing's the same as it used to be. Things are confusing, so forth, so on, etc. The reason that I bring this up is because earlier we were talking about things that Canadians like to eat. And we were talking a little bit about Delma Moron starting into a Polish learning show. Yeah, we could all learn Polish on this show. What is the worst thing that could happen except we could all immediately go to a bar, try to speak Polish. All everybody knows is kurwa, and we all get the shit kicked out of us by a big Polish person. Ja pierdolę. Or jebanie. But forget it. So the reason I bring up the COVID stuff is we were talking a little bit about the things we like to do, the things we like to eat, and we were talking about Canadian foods, and then we were talking about stupidly named foods. You may have noticed recently that glory holes, related, unrelated, perhaps, glory holes has been trending. And I have to just briefly touch on this because that's not just the Canadian government. That's my government. My province here in beautiful British Columbia. Oof, the bingo wings are going tonight. The British Columbian government put out this nice little statement on their website. You can go find it right now. And the statement was, hey, if you're going to have sex during COVID, please, I noticed it. Play the song already. Oh, okay. That's fine. I don't have to talk anymore. You don't need a radio host. I could just put a playlist on. But yeah, so I bring this up because my government here in British Columbia, Viking Adventurers government, Lacey Faye's government, they put out this nice little guide for people who want to get busy during COVID, which is fair. You know, our government is like, yeah, go ahead, have the sex, do making of the sexings. So that's fine. We're not getting like forcibly separated. But, but so they put out on the government website, you can go to the BC government website right now and find a recommendation that says if you're able to have sex, to have sex through a barrier, please do that. That would be good. And so I'm thinking like dental dam or a condom. No, it specifically says on the government of BC's website, it specifically says have sexual intercourse through a barrier like a wall. So it says that sentence, like a wall. And then in brackets, it's like, for example, glory holes. And I'm like, are there a lot of different like wall-related sexual activities that I'm missing out on? I'm so confused. Did you have to specify? God. So anyways, this is the thing. Everybody's losing their cheese because this is hilarious. Why not? I mean, this is so funny. It basically just says, hey, at the end of the day, try not to spit directly into each other's mouths. And I mean, if you're not going to, Viking Adventurer. There's a club in New West that has this. I do know. I know all about Eden. Don't you worry. I have toured that club, sir. I have quite a few stories about it. Oh no, that's not the club I'm thinking of then. There are obviously other stories. So here's the thing. Here's this actual government recommendation saying, hey, P.S. if you happen to have a wall, just to drill a hole in it, and if you have sex through that, you're less likely to get COVID. And I mean, that's fair and probably scientifically sound. That's probably actually truthful. It's probably truthful. But people are losing their minds on Twitter. They're losing their absolute goddamn minds. Yeah, I'll come on your show if you want, Cope, but I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks. But I told you guys I would come. And so here's the thing. People on Twitter, there is, of course, the more conservative people. And I'm not saying conservative politically. I'm talking about people who we don't like to talk about the gentleman's sausages or the ladies' gardens. We don't do that. We don't discuss those things in public. They're rude. And certainly the idea of cramming your sausage in a hole and having somebody on the other side take a little nibble, that's very rude. So people are losing their minds on Twitter. Canada, you're disgusting. Oh, Canada. Woo. And I'm like, dude, have you ever been up here? This is pretty chill. Thought Glory Holes was just a truck stop thing. Not anymore, Uncle Bonehead. And so there's this people are freaking the fuck out. And so then Julia posted it earlier. If she's still listening, she might be able to drop it in. Here you go. So apparently, a complete response. Adrian Dix is the health minister. So read into that as you will. Mr. Dix was talking a little bit about glory holes. And apparently YouPorn came around and was like, P.S. we'll help you build a whole bunch. But yeah, so here you go. So somebody made this fake poster. And it is using the British Columbia logo. It's using the same fonts that the British Columbia releases do. So, I mean, at first blush, I look at that and I go, okay, yeah, that's a real thing. And then you read it, and it is so hilarious. This poster is absolutely hilarious. Like, unbelievable if you actually read it. For example, if you want... Get the whole picture. Before you pop your peen into a neighbor's glory hole, consider the hole itself. Is it safe? Are there jagged edges? Does it appear to have been sanitized recently? Some people have reported injuries upon insertion, so make sure you stay injury-free. And if you read the small linked language at the bottom, that it has a little asterisk, and down at the bottom it says, glory hole injuries only covered by WorkSafe BC for construction workers and police officers in uniform with above average girth. Photographic proof may be required. So here's this terrible fake poster. And in case you hadn't caught on by now, the next one is avoid gendered language. Try to avoid using language specific to an individual gender. For instance, oh man, that's good. Or keep going, girl. and aim instead for inclusive vocalizations of pleasure. Some options could be, I am appreciative of this moment of tenderness, or can we make this quicker? My kid's in the car. People legitimately thought this poster was fake. Oh, that actually is a pretty good shop there. Holy shit. Maybe I should cut my hair. That looks pretty good. But so I'm laughing because the truth is the BC government, where I live here in British Columbia, did indeed recommend glory holes. That's a thing that happened. And it feels like the most 2020 Canadian thing that could have possibly happened. But this poster, after everyone on Twitter started losing their cheese and saying, Canada, you're fucking disgusting, somebody doubled down and made this fake BC poster. Yes, they sure did, Lacey. And made this fake poster, and the outrage around this poster. Of course, the last tip on there, because I've read all of them, we may as well finish it. The last tip on there is watch your back. Keep care of your other long and hard bone, your spine, while being attended to. Stand with your shoulders back and your knees locked. British Columbia hospitals treat more than 420 cases of glory hole-related spinal injuries per month. Don't become a statistic. Now, if you had not caught on by now, you probably, just the last tip just for a second, you should have there, because of course British Columbia is absolutely famous for weed and the 420, the weed number. So anyways, apparently people are just having conniptions. All of the stodgy conservative types have boycotted BC, and I say, good. Oh, God. All right, so there we go. We've gotten the glory hole talk out of the way. We had to. Viking Adventurer says, unfortunately, he's very, very tall for standard glory holes, which, that's problematic on a lot of levels. That's unfortunate. How do you correct that? Do you just drill new holes? And if there's multiple holes, so for you, if you have to drill a taller hole, does that mean a regular person standing at the regular glory hole, then there's also just a weird belly button viewing window because you're taller glory hole? I'm curious about, I have so many questions that I don't want answered. So please don't ever answer them. Ever. Let's play some more music. I'm going to play you guys a track by Hammerfall. Hammerfall is another fun sort of power metal, heathen band. They're out of Gothenburg, but they don't have the Gothenburg sound. They are not melodic death metal. They're super fun. They're power. They're epic. They're slightly folk tinged. They do great stuff. And I often play Hearts on Fire for you guys because that's just one of my Hearts on Fire or Hammer High, Crimson Thunder. I love their music. But the track that I'm going to play for you guys is one called Trailblazers. Because like I said, when I get out and about in the mountains and the woods and I'm wandering around, I get delusions of grandeur, delusions of glory, delusions of, exploratory Vikinghood. It's certainly, I'm pretty sure, you can't put a glory hole in the woods. I mean, could you? Maybe? Mr. Spacely, are you leaving on that note? I gotta think about this. Maybe we could, some sort of weird, glory hole in the woods, you're just sticking your dick into stumps, and that's where small animals live, and it seems like a terrible idea. So forget it. Let me play you this Hammerfall track. It's called Trailblazers. My name is Crimson Club. We now have 1 hour left in the show, and I have lots of music. So we're going to try and dial it back a little bit, and we're going to try and play a little bit more music for you guys tonight. We're having a lot of fun. Talking about road trips, talking about wandering around in the forest. I'm not going to be here next week, so you just gotta soak it all in, as much crim as you can handle. Your cup must crimmeth over. And I'm still mad at Texas Toast. I just need to put that out there. It's Full Force Radio. Yes, there you go. A little bit of Hammerfall, good fun, and death to all butt metal. Butt metal? Butt metal? Butt metal is kind of like bat metal. Bat metal is focused on butts. That's Brandon Small too. But yeah, so there you go. And that is Steel Panther. They're so much fun. They're ridiculous. We've definitely done at least one night where we went through all of their music as... Oh, chat. Oh, chat. So much sass in chat right now. So yeah, we've talked about a lot today. It's been good fun. I'm going to miss you guys next week for sure. But I'm really looking forward to it be kind of a kickstart return to content creation and some photography. And honestly, just kind of getting some of my mojo back. I need a little bit of that for sure. I need a break. And so missing you and also getting better, feeling good, being cool, having a time. All of those things are on the docket. They go hand in hand. They're all part and parcel of what's going on. So after that, I'm going to check. Let's see. The first day back will be August the 6th. August the 6th. Holy Hannah Banana, kids. So yeah, you guys are going to have a lot of fun while I'm not here. So now here's the thing. I don't know what you guys are talking about in chat, and I probably don't want to know. Here's the thing. On the weekends when I normally do Cyberbuzz Radio, that's my synthwave and blockchain related show, we have a new DJ who's starting after me in the afternoon, and that is Uncle Bonehead. And Uncle Bonehead, Jesus, Uncle Bonehead is also talking about Hive, and he's playing some metal and rock and roll himself. So we're a good spread. So I think he's actually going to be taking over my spot. I think, honestly, on the weekends, you guys won't even miss me because he's just going to do whole shows, and it'll be like I was never even there, and you'll be thrilled, and it'll be delightful. You'll be very happy about it, most likely. So that's exciting. And you guys will have that option. And then I will be back next, like I say, Thursday after next. The fellow who was in the rookie training chat. Yes, Corbin. Absolutely. So he's going to be taking over. He's going to be taking over for my Saturday slots just for the time that I'm away. And then after that, when I'll be doing my show, I'll be doing the synthwave and the Hive blockchain and the disruptive tech and the robots and the Blade Runners and all that. And then he'll be up after me. So there'll be 2 days in the week where you can hear a little bit of louder music. And I think that's great. I think that's delightful. So now that we've done our little Viking bit, like I said, we have to start going a little bit faster. Now, I want to play a band called 3 Inches of Blood for you. These guys are out of Vancouver, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that I never played them for you. But I went back and I checked, and it's nope, sure enough, I have not actually played 3 Inches of Blood for you. So I'm going to do that because I always love making you guys listen to other Canadian musicians. These guys have a bit of a power metal background with some unclean vocals, a little bit more growling, a little faster, a little fiercer. And they have some really fabulous albums. I don't actually think they're still together. I mean, I'm pretty sure the last album they put out was in 2012. I'm pretty sure they have collapsed into the ether as many, many bands do. But in this case, I'm going to play you guys some 3 Inches of Blood. I'm going to keep this energy up a little bit. And then we're going to roll through some Throssenblatt. And then we'll move into Dio, Alluviati. And then we'll finish with the quintessential road trip song. Can we fit it all in? I don't know. Depends how much room you have left over after all of this fucking Texas toast and family-sized bags of jerky from Costco. And if you have other road trip tips or tricks, or if you have a favorite road trip song, or maybe a favorite place you like to hike, tell me about it. That's what the show's all about. It's supposed to be interactive. And so far, I'm just getting drunker and drunker. And I got to get this music. I got to get it in your ears. So I'm going to play you a track by 3 Inches of Blood. They do a lot of fantasy and sort of natural themed. You'll find that in folk metal specifically, and especially like death-tinged folk, often the subject matter is the natural world. It's mountains, it's rocks, it's trees, it's winter, it's cold, it's death, it's destruction. It's all that good stuff. So I'm going to play you a track called Forest King. It's a perfect fit. My name is Crimson Clad. This is FullForce Radio. Thanks for hanging around. You're keeping me company. It is the last week for like 1 week before I leave on a road trip. So if I had anyone to spend it with, I would want it to be you. It's a great fucking album. There you go. 3 Inches of Blood, a band out of my hometown, Vancouver, Canada. Lots of great metal acts from here. And I know I always often put like Striker and actually I think Striker's from Alberta. But I always try and put like Devin Townsend and, Strapping Young Lad and Canadian metal in your ears. There's lots of it. It's great. And there is a lot of like really underground metal here. But yeah, so here's the deal. I'm looking at, when we come back from the road trip, I am looking at changing it to a 2-hour time slot. For most of you guys, this is the time where people start pooping out. It's starting to get too damn late. I got people listening from all over the world. If you're overseas in Europe, it tends to be like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I have people in Australia. It tends to be like getting into the actual afternoon of the day. You actually have to fucking work like a pleb. And then on the East Coast, we're coming up on midnight. So for pretty much every place except here where I am, the westiest of westest bestest coasts, it honestly gets to be a little problematic. So I am looking at cutting this back to a 2-hour show just because then nobody has to leave and feel bad about it. The real problem is going to be, they had their last shows at the Commodore Ballroom. Delightful. Aww. 1:24 p.m. See, there, Anarchist is saying, yeah, like, you should probably be out for smoko or whatever, right? So here's the deal. I mean, it's not that I want to, but it makes good sense. And certainly what'll be worst is when I have a 2-hour show and then everybody leaves halfway through the 2-hour show. Then I'm in trouble. But yeah, we're bandying it about. Your time is ours now. Hey, as long as there are people who want to watch, and all of you Vim streamers and Theta friends. Corbin, you said you were leaving, but I lured you back in. So, you're going to have to deal with it. So we'll just see how it goes. But I mean, for many people, like Corbin, you're here, you're close by, but you work nights. So basically what I'm saying is I appreciate your guys' time. The fact that, we get dozens and dozens of people that come out every single week and we have a lot of fun and we talk a lot and we listen to loud music together. That is not lost on me. As much that I put in to producing this show and creating this show and picking music and talking shit and getting mad about toast, as much as I put into it, it's very easy for me. I love this. I'm a crazy lady yelling in her studio at toast. Anyone could do that. For you guys as listeners, you are committing time, whether you're just working in the background, you're Julia, you're painting, you're Ron, you're farting around on a server, you're, Anarchist is actually doing a real job, wherever you may be, whatever you're doing. Enjar is working on his game. Many of you guys are writing posts. I completely and totally appreciate that you kind of pull me into the sort of experience of your day, whatever you're doing. That's really cool. Making time for me is valuable. Holy shit. I probably actually should be paying you guys. It should go that way. Like Anyways. All right. So mushy shit out of the way. Let us continue. I kind of want to hear this story about how Corbin and Viking Adventure like met at a fucking blacksmith course. That's fucking badass. So I told you guys that I was going to play some classic stuff, and I did say I was going to fit some Solstafir in. We're going to massage the playlist, and we're going to see, because a lot of the Solstafir tracks are a little bit longer, but they are quintessential road trip tracks for me now because of the association that I've tied to them. However, first things first, I got to be driving over to Alberta. I got to be driving on Highway 1, which is Canada's highway that goes from coast to coast and through the prairies and through the Rockies. It is a straight shot along a beautiful open road. It's meant to go fast. It's meant to get you where you want to go. And so I got to play Dio, and I got to play I Speed at Night.
Through the brain. That's what demons, they seem to disappear. No vision, I only see to hear. Protection, I never needed none. Direction, just nowhere near the sun. You got some stairs to heaven, you may be right. Oh, I only know in my world, I hate the light. I speed at night, I speed at night, I speed at night, I speed at night. All right. Dark touches send rushes through the brain. Black's wider, burns brighter than the flame. No shadows, just whispers in the wind. No faces, just places to begin. You got some stairs to heaven, you may be right. I only know in my world, I hate the light. I speed at night, I speed at night, I speed at night, I speed at night. Yeah! I speed at night, 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 night. I speed at night, 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 night. No shadows, no faces, just whispers in dark places. I speed at night, I speed at night, I speed at night, I speed at night. All right.
Yes! Oop, there. All right, so just in the background, I was going to rename this show, and I was trying to think of, so there you go. Like, blacksmithing, to me, I am describing it as Viking hot yoga, and apparently that's, like, a good description for it. But it's the true. You're just, like, standing in front of an incredibly hot forge, just continually beating the shit out of something and yourself. That's what it is. All of your exercise is being tempered by extreme heat. It's probably sweaty and intense and awesome. So there you go. It's Viking hot yoga. All right. So for those of you I still have, I hope you're having a fun time. I'm playing a bunch of fun rock and roll metal, and it's all inspired by the fact that I am going to get the fuck out of Dodge. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to get the dog in my car. The mountains are calling and I must go. God damn it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm very excited for it. So I have to make sure that I put as many delightful, good pieces of music in your ears as possible. And so, my goodness, I have an itchy nose, and it's driving me insane. And I'm scared that somebody's going to screen cap it and be like, Crim's picking her nose on stream. Because I can't do anything on stream without one of you guys fucking screen capping it. And it's just a whole thing. I have to be fearful now. The Crim Cam, I live in fear. But all right, so I want to try and fit in some more music, and I was thinking, okay, there's a couple tracks that are, quintessential open road songs. Now, I get about a half an hour left in the show, and I've got 15 minutes. We might be able to do this. We might be able to pull this off. So I do want to try and cram in one more black metal track, and I do want to potentially cram in the quintessential road trip song. But first things first, since we are talking about all of the sort of things that we have been tonight, I'm trying to think of the appropriate Texas Toast hashtag, because I feel like right now, truth in reporting and citizen journalism is very important. And the things that we have learned here tonight, the truths that have been told about Texas motherfucking toast, need to be spread to the world. And I honestly think hashtag Texas Toast is not toast is good. And I'm going to put that on the playlist, and I feel like we need to spread this awareness. But if we can think of a better hashtag Texas Toast, bread of lies, hashtag bread of lies. That's so dramatic, and I love it. It is. It's not Texas toast. It is bread of lies. I like it. Okay, so fair enough. Maybe that's the way we'll go. But so anyways, give me your hashtags, because every week we help each other name the show, which is very important. The show name. Thanks, Uncle Bonehead. Thanks for filling in for me and replacing me and being better at everything that I do than me. But let's continue. So I did say, well, you guys are dropping your hashtag. I have to admit, hashtag bread of lies is fantastic. While we're choosing that, I wanted to put out there that obviously, Jesus, the toast again. Jason, it'll never not be about the toast. The truth must be told. We have a duty to inform the people. Texas toast is not toast. Jason, it's not toast. Just want to be clear. It's not fucking toast. It's bread of lies. Disappointed. Okay, so now that we've gotten, I think that's out of my system. Maybe. Listen, you guys leveled up so much, so whatever comes out of my mouth at this point is 100% your fault and not my own. I did want to play a track that I often play while hiking. Wow, girl. I didn't think anybody else was still listening on Theta. So now the people who don't know me are like concerned for my mental health. And you know what? You should be. I've drank a lot and I really... Thank you. Okay, now here's the other thing. This is tradition. I ruin names on air. So yours is Kayoro Watanaiji. It's not good. That's not even at all your name. God. And I assumed your Japanese-ness because Kayoro, and it's probably not that. So I apologize. This is a thing that happens. You should see some of the names that I call people. But you're now, in my mind, you are now a character from Akira! So, I like you too. I'm so glad you're here. Let's continue. Music. Bread of Lies, Crib So Drunk, hashtag Going Out in the Mountains. So I have a track that, and I'm going to explain this to you guys because it came up in another chat room today, and it might be a very Canadian West Coast thing. So I live in Vancouver. I live in Vancouver, BC. I live on the west coast of Canada. We are Canada's sort of temperate rainforest. We are a beautiful forested country, and it's full of black bears. Black bears are very, very normal here. I see them often. That's not a weird thing. Yes, the SpongeBob anime today. It was very confusing. I liked it a lot. So here's the deal. Bears, I see them often. I see them very often. And so one of the things that I do personally, in the expectation that I'm going to meet a bear on the trails, which is pretty common, they come out into our neighborhoods. You often see them just on the trails in parks, like small regular parks with like ball fields and whatever. Bears, Beats, and Battlestar Galactica. So yeah, black bears are very common. And one of the ways that I try to avoid them, because they're very quiet and they don't want to fuck with you. So the only time a black bear is going to get really mad at you is if you push them or if you get between them and their cubs. Now, I take my dog with me. He's often off leash. He's running around. And there was a time, not that long ago, where a bear was just rummaging around in the bush, but it was only just his little butt sticking out of a bush. And so I thought it was my dog's butt, like this tiny little black furry thing. So I went to go pet it and said, no, it's a giant fuck off black bear. And so one of the things that I do to try and decrease the chances of me running into a bear when I'm alone is I sing at the top of my lungs while I'm on the trail. Me, the dog. If I'm with somebody else, it's not a big deal because usually we're talking and that's enough. But if it's just me, what seems less crazy to you if you pass? Is it crazier when somebody's literally just talking to themselves, or if they're singing with their headphones on at the top of their lungs, right? It's okay. So, question, what kind of bear is best? False. Are you talking to me? Is that false? What kind of bear is best? Black bear. I'm so confused. False. But yeah, so in any case, I sing a lot loudly. And often I have like hiking and mountain songs that I sing while I'm hiking. So this one that I put on the list here now, it suits both in subject matter. Yeah, bears are adorable. But at the same time, just because they're cute and they're cool out there in nature, holy shit, look at you go. You don't want to fuck with a bear. They are natural wild animals, and it is really, really, honestly, super fucking arrogant of us. Oh, is that from where you tapped yourself in the neck, or did you get a spark? But so here's the deal. These bears are out and about, and they don't need to be fucked with by us. They're wild animals. We don't need to acclimatize them to humans. So, that's why you don't pet them. But I yell a lot. I sing. And this is one of the tracks. This is how it came up. So I'm going to share with you some pictures that I've taken of bears. Well, I play a track by Illuvieti, The Call of the Mountains. It is a quintessential sort of folk mountain power metal track. It's off a fabulous album called Origins, and it's a top of the lungs singable for me. So if you know the words, you should be singing this one too. And if you don't, who cares? Just sing anyways.
Against the waves with our swords in our hands, against the sea with our backs to the walls, against the stress in the presence of our enemies, against the storms roaring at our faces. A cry rang out throughout the skies, a beckon, the flight of the crane, the call of the mountains. The
right, there you go. Call the Mountains. Oh, it's a good track. It's a gooder, guys. Oh, all right. So feeling good, having a time, getting ready to wind up the show here. We're not quite done yet. We had about 15 minutes left in the show. So yeah, there's a picture of Murphy shared in chat. He's going, you fought a bear with this dog. No, we've never had to fight a bear. He just gets really, really loud. And it's only happened twice where I haven't noticed the bear and he just gets out and he's got a woo voice. But if I showed you... Aw. But yeah, so Mariano's laughing about the mountains are calling and I must go. It is a very basic bitch, white girl hiker kind of thing. You're not wrong. I'm going to give you that. And what's even more embarrassing is if you search for my name and and you find the post, and I'm trying to remember what the post name is. But if you go back and you find one of my old posts, pictures of mountains, it has one of my photos with that quote over top of it because I am one of those basic bitch hikers. So if you go back from my work, you will actually find one of my pictures of Alaska with the mountains are calling and I must go written over top of it in one of my posts. So I'm a basic bitch. What can I say? But they are calling and I must go. So fuck you. John Muir was right and I'm right and you're wrong and mountains, God damn it. But yeah, I'm going to find you guys some of those bear photos because they actually are really, really cute. Black bears are adorable. It is true. And I actually posted about bears when I first came to Steam, kind of came to the blockchain. One of my first posts was about bears as well. I shared some photos. So I'm going to try and find those. Keeping an eye on the time, I do want to fit in a tiny little bit more music. So I promised you guys I was going to play a band called Throssenblatt. I told you that I was going to be playing some more Canadian music. These guys, I have brought them up for you a couple different times. And most recently, I actually played an acoustic track by them. And I played some tracks off an album called The Great Brunswick Forest, live from the forest floor. They are a Canadian band from actually back east that make very Canadian, mariner-centric sort of folk metal. And they have this first album. Hey, dude on the web. Hey. Yeah, and when you newbie boobies make your posts, Viking Adventure and Corbin, let us know because part of the reason that we're here is to onboard people to the blockchain. We want to find you the games or the whatever... the games or the posting or the content or the videos or the streaming that makes you happy. We're going to line you up with what you want to do. We're going to help you get there. So we're all about mutual appreciation here. So, bring your shit to us and let us bestow upon it some love. But so I do want to play something by this Throssenblatt band, and I want to play something off their very second album. I was going to say their very first album, but their second album. And it's called Wanderer on the Continent of Saplings. And I'm going to play this for you guys. And it's very sort of raw, underproduced, really beautiful, natural black metal. And so it does still have some really raw vocals. It does still have a very sort of abrasive, sort of distorted sound. But they create these really beautiful melodies. And overall, I love all of their music because it talks very specifically. All of their music ever, since going back, a decade now, all of their music really specifically talks about the incredible beauty of Canada's natural places. So it's a perfect fit for tonight's playlist. It's a perfect fit for hiking, for road tripping, for dreaming, for, doing, exploring. And even Wanderer on the Continent of Saplings is what I hope to be. I want to walk out into the trees and I want to disappear for a week. Bonus points if I come back. But, we'll see what happens. Oh man, I fucking love that track. Good raw Canadian metal there. If you're interested in what you just heard, you want something that's a little bit weird, a little bit maritime-y, super beautiful melodies, but like some heavy fucking core to it, Throssenblatt is your band. I'm just sharing pictures of bears that I took in chat. Look, bears. Bears. All right, so, oof, Viking Adventure, that's intense. I don't know if you want to talk about it or not. We don't have a whole lot of time left, but I'm here for you. Please send me a DM if you need to. But yeah, so there's that fuzzy bear. That's right before he ran off into the water that I posted up above. They're super cute. And here, people don't seem to realize black bears are omnivorous, so they eat grass. And so there are a trillion photos of bears being adorable, just doing a yum on some grass. And anytime that you feel bad, I just want to remind you that this is a really, really happy bear who is eating. Here he is. Look at his face. Look. All right. So listen, we've come to the end of the show. I have time for one more song. Hi, DDR Freak. God damn it. Your show is probably just over, and I am coming to the last teeny tiny itty bit of the show. We're going to get cut off here on the Discord, but we're also going to, yeah, that's a lot. I mean, if you want to talk about it, we can. But for now, I only have one thing to offer you, and that is the best, the quintessential, the absolute important proto-metal road trip song. And I am, of course, talking about Highway Star by Deep Purple. Machine Head, an album by Deep Purple. It was quintessential proto-metal and you can follow the things that happened on that album as they evolved and became parts of what we know as metal today. It is a really important album. There's a ton of great tracks on it. I thought about playing Space Trucking, but here's the fucking reality. I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to be a goddamn highway star. My name is Crimson Clad. This is Full Force Radio. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's the last track of the night. I will be back to say goodbye on all of the streaming platforms, but I think we're probably going to get cut off on MSP Waves. Find me at my website, fullforce.rocks. And remember, there's a countdown on the website. It'll remind you that next week I'll be on the road, but I'll be back after that. So come hang out with me because we're all highway stars. You better sing this. You better fucking sing. You better sing. Yes. Oh, fuck.
Nobody gonna take my car, I'm gonna race into the ground. Nobody gonna beat my car, it's gonna break the speeding sound. Oh, it's a killing machine, it's got everything. I can drive the power, big fat tires and everything. I love it, and I need it, I need it. Yeah, it's a wild game. All right, hold tight. I'm a highway star. Nobody gonna take my girl, I'm gonna keep her to the end. Nobody gonna have my girl, she stays close on every bend. Oh, she's a killer machine, she got everything. Like a moving mouth, body control and everything. I love her, I need her, I see her. Yeah, she turns me on. All right, hold
The proper rock and roll ending. There we go. So, hey, my name is Crimson Clad. Hey, Happy Hand Grenade has found me on Twitch. Hey, man, how's good? Good to see you. So, many of you guys are sticking around just for the last bit of the show, and it's super cool that you guys have hung out here with me today. Admittedly, tonight was less heavy than a lot of nights, and I know for some of you, that's fabulous. For some of you, it's less fabulous. I'm just glad you came. So I'm going to drop in chat right now for each and every one of you. Here is the playlist from tonight. So if you enjoyed any of what was going on, then you can find it there. So here's the deal. If you're brand new, if you want to hang out sometime, I love death metal. I love melodic death metal. I'm a nerdy gamer, but I'm in love with basically heavy metal, synthwave, and disruptive technology. A lot of my streams have to do with social interactive broadcasting like this. They're kind of radio style. They're really dorky. So I don't know what the future streams are going to look like, but of course, every Thursday, every Saturday, I'm going to be doing this kind of thing. And if you want to learn more, you can go to fullforce.rocks. However, I'm getting ready at this second to turn the button. I'm going to turn on the vacation button because tonight's road trip inspired playlist was in fact inspired by I'm getting the fuck out of here. I am going to go away for a week. I'm going to hike. I'm going to climb in the mountains. So the answer is I'm here every single Thursday doing this show, having a lot of fun, playing a lot of loud music, usually a little bit more death metal. Except next Thursday. Next Thursday I'll be on vacation, but after that, I'll be back. So, if you are, if I don't see you, and I won't, I hope you have a fabulous week. Thanks for hanging out with me each and every week. The dozens and dozens of you who come to hang out. You live in Tahoe, you get tired of the mountains. I live in British Columbia. There are mountains everywhere. But this COVID thing, man, we're sticking at home. We're not supposed to be driving far. I'm stuck at work. My work's been really slammed since COVID, so things have been really wild. I'm going crazy. I'm going to take my dog and just run away. So that's the plan. I won't see you this week. Please be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of everybody else. Have a good time. Play some video games. Do some stuff on the blockchain. Stack some sats. Be free. And I will see you in a week or two. My name is Crimson Clad. And sea to sky. That's what BC's all about. Beach in the morning, mountains for the afternoon. Après downtown in Vancouver. It's all good. So anyways, listen to some loud music. Find some heavy metal. Have a good time. I'm out of here for tonight. I will be back in... I'll be back in 2 weeks. I'll be back on August 6th. Bye! That was a fun